On set exclusively, the Secretary of State, Kerry. Mr. Secretary, great to have you with us this morning.
Happy to be here.
Well, we saw two very different views of the world yesterday from President Obama and President Putin, specifically as it pertains to Syria. Two different strategies. The president saying effectively Assad has to go through a managed transition. Putin says we need to partner with Assad. Is there any middle ground between those two points of view?
Well, that's what Foreign Minister Lavrov and I have been instructed by both leaders to try to find out. But what I will tell you is yesterday's meeting was genuinely constructive, very civil. There was a very candid discussion. And I think both leaders are looking for a way forward because everybody understands that Syria is at stake. And the world is looking rapidly for some kind of resolution. Now, there was agreement on some fundamental principles. There's an agreement that Syria should be a unified country, united, that it needs to be secular, that ISIL needs to be taken on, and that there needs to be a managed transition. But there is a difference, obviously, in what that means and what that outcome may or may not be. My sense is that we have a meeting this morning with our coalition friends, many of them, not all of them, but some of them this morning. And then I'll be meeting with Lavrov again tomorrow. And we are looking for a way to try to get to a point where we can manage a transition and have agreement on the outcome, and you could resolve it. Now, let me just say to you, you could end this violence within a very short period of time, have a complete ceasefire, which Iran could control, which Russia could control, which Syria could control, and which we and our coalition friends could control, if one man would merely make it known to the world that he doesn't have to be part of the long-term future. He'll help manage Syria out of this mess and then go off into the sunset, as most people do after a period of public life. If he were to do that, then you could stop the violence and quickly move to a management. So this really all hinges on one person's choice and on the supporters of that person who insist that he is the essential ingredient to the future. He's not. And you cannot bring peace in Syria as long as Assad is in